Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fantasy Files podcast for the first time in 2024. We are back from our vacations, sadly, back to work, and getting over some sicknesses and whatnot. This past week or so, I've been very, very sick, so we haven't really been recording anything, haven't really been editing anything since our big end of the year podcast. And as we roll into 2024, we kind of wanted to make a just kind of an announcements kind of video about what our plans are for the podcast in 2024, what we hope to achieve, some goals and whatnot. We also have Mick joining us again after a long hiatus from having to take care of some stuff in the real world that came up for him. So now he's back, I think full time as far as I'm aware. And he has something that he'll tell you guys about later as we get into this video. I'm not planning on this being a super long thing. I just wanted to check in with you guys and kind of have some way of interacting with you guys in the new year here and going over. I just want to go over some things that we didn't necessarily talk about in our big end of the year episode. I wanted to make something that was a little more concise, a little bit more, something where you wouldn't have to watch a 4-hour video to see what we're planning on doing in 2024. But if you missed that and you'd like to check it out, that's on our channel. We have one of them. Well, actually, we have three. We have one that is the Christmas present opening video of Gabe and Chris and I all giving each other presents and opening them on camera. And then we have probably like the biggest portion of the video, which is us talking about our favorite books of the year and our favorite characters and just favorite things that we got to do this year. And we were joined on that one by Jim from Fantasy for the Ages, and Mick joined us for a little bit before he had to go. And then I just, as of this recording, yesterday I uploaded a video where it's a portion of that time we were all sitting there and we're talking about our favorite movies, shows, and video games for the year. And so that's kind of its own thing. And you can find all three of those on our channel if you'd like to check that out. During that, we also kind of talked about things that we're hoping to do in 2024. But like I said, I wanted to make something that was a little bit more concise, something that you guys can just watch real quick and kind of understand where the channel's going in 2024. First of all, I did want to mention that there was some things that I forgot to talk about in my favorite things of 2023. And I felt so bad about it later because there is a book that would have definitely been in my top 5 if I had just remembered. And I think the same thing happened last year, Gabe, because we were using in 2022 we were using that app Scribd a lot.
Yep.
And that's where we were watching, or not watching, where we were like listening to all of our like Dean Koontz books and a lot of like horror books. And I think I listened to Red Rising over there and stuff. And that year I had also forgotten to, like, as we were going through our list of like, oh, what did we read this year? I totally forgot to check Scribd. And there was a book on there that I really liked that I forgot to mention. So I did the same thing. I did the same exact thing this year.
Well, it's a lot, dude. There's a lot of we talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man. And it's kind of overwhelming at the end of the year when you're because the way we do it is we open up our Audible accounts and we look at our purchase history, because that's where 99% of our reading takes place. And there was even books that we did on Spotify this year, like the Cosmere, the whatever guide to medieval England or whatever. I listened to that over on Spotify. And so those probably wouldn't have made it into my top 5, but I definitely forgot to like even add them to the list. But with that, I forgot that on Kindle, I had read The Monsters We Feed by Thomas Howard Riley. And this is a prequel to We Break Immortals, which was my number one book for 2022.
Hmm.
And this definitely would have been on my top five. I felt so
Yeah.
bad about it later after I realized that I had forgotten it because I loved this book and it being in the same timeline as one of my like new favorite books of all time, We Break Immortals. I was like, dang it, that would have been like that would have easily beat out I don't know. I probably would have taken Art of the Adept off number
Yeah.
three and added The Monsters We Feed because I just love this book so much. So I wanted to make sure I gave a shout out to Thomas Howard Riley. He's a good friend of mine, and I love his books so much. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. The Monsters We Feed. Everybody already knows I love it, but just wanted to have it in there for like officially have
Yep.
it in the list.
Continuity.
Yeah, continuity. Thank you.
Yep.
And then some YouTubers I forgot to mention that I really got into this year were the Y Files, probably at number one, I think. Like I love the Y Files so much. AJ and Hecklefish are so much fun. And they talk about all sorts of crazy I guess like conspiracy theories, if you can call them that. They're more like unexplained mysteries. And the production value of that show is just so good. He spends so long editing each episode. And it really feels like a show that you would have seen on cable TV like, 5 or 6 years ago or whatever. It doesn't feel just like a YouTube channel. It feels like an actual show that you would sit down with your family to watch. So, yeah, really been enjoying that. And then Luke Stevens, he has been awesome. He is where I get pretty much all of my video game news and kind of like reviews and hot takes and stuff like that. He's who I go to for that, and he's been awesome. And then lastly is the Super Carlin brothers. I've been getting really into them. On their main channel, they talk about like different Harry Potter theories, King Killer theories, stuff like that. They also talk about like some really cool Pixar stuff. They do this thing called the Pixar theory where they show how every Disney Pixar movie is in the same universe and it's all part of like a big timeline. And that's really cool content because I had no idea. But after you start watching some of those videos, it's like, oh, undoubtedly all of these movies are in the same universe. Even if it doesn't seem like it, people are like, how is Wally and Monsters Incorporated in the same universe? I promise you they are. And if you watch if you watch the videos explaining it, it'll blow your freaking mind.
That's cool.
Yeah. So so yeah, I've been loving Super Carlin Brothers. And then also they have a podcast called Popcorn Culture where they basically do kind of what Gabe and I do on the After Files, where they're just kind of talking about anything, just like off topic, anything. And it's really fun because, they're two brothers that have known each other for a really long time. And I mean, not a really long time, like their whole lives. I mean, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're like best friends.
Yep.
And so it's really cool to see them interact in that way. And then lastly, something I forgot to mention when we did our movie, TV show, and video game talk is the anime movie Your Name. And this is one that just completely broke me. And I think, Gabe, I don't think Chris has watched it, but Gabe watched
Yep.
it and Mick watched it. And they both said that they cried from it too. So I'm
Yep.
not the only one
No, no,
this
it definitely
time.
was a tearjerker for sure.
So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to that. And then also, was it this year? I think it might have been really early this year that I saw
You mean
this.
23,
What's that?
2000
Or
last
yeah,
year?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, really sorry. Early and that's right, it's
I know.
2024 now. It might have been like early 2023 that I saw Sword Art Online in the movie theater. and that was a crazy experience.
Yeah.
And so that definitely would have been on my list for the big podcast as well. So yeah, and if you want to hear more about that experience, you can go check out, we did a creators corner with our friend Garrett from the last call, and we talk about Sword Art Online extensively, and I talk about going to see that movie. So if you'd like to know more about it, you can go check that out. It's just a few, probably like 8 episodes back or something. So going into some announcements for this year, there's some things this year that, a lot of stuff is kind of staying the same. We're not changing it up too much. I feel like 2023 was kind of the year that we really shook things up and tried new things. It's where we added the creators corner. It's where we added dedicated episode series like Into the Cosmere and Potter Watch. And we tried new things with the thumbnail. We added a Patreon. We did all this kind of stuff to shake things up, and I think it's working pretty well. So we're not going to tamper with that too much, but we did want to add a couple fun things. I would love to add a bingo card. And basically, this is something that Popcorn Culture does. I don't think they do it quite in the same way that we'll do it, but I want to make a bingo card with and sit down with you, Gabe, and Mick, and kind of go over some things like what are things that we talk about a lot, but not in every episode, like something that, they said matriarchy, and so they can put a thing on their bingo card or something like that. And so basically the way I'm thinking of it is we'll have this bingo card for either funny things we say or Spencer mentions foreshadowing in the Dresden Files or something, like something that is common enough that can get you a bingo spot if you watch like so many episodes or whatever. And the way I'd like to do it is find a way to get everybody the bingo card sheet. Maybe we'll have some sort of download link in our descriptions of our videos. And if you can find, so if you're, let's say the spot is one of the guys says matriarchy, whatever episode that is, you have to write down what episode it was, like what episode number or what video or whatever, and then add a timestamp. And if you can get bingo and then send your card over to us, whether just like take a picture or whatever, I will fact check your bingo card. I'll go to that episode and I'll check out the timestamp. I'd be like, yep, we said matriarchy or whatever it is. And if you get bingo, then I will buy you a book of your choice, or maybe we'll buy you like a trilogy of your choice or something.
Something cool.
Yeah, something cool.
Something cool.
Yeah. And then if we have like shirts and mugs and all that kind of stuff at the time, maybe we'll send you a little care package, a Fantasy Files care package where you'll get a Fantasy Files shirt and a mug or something. But yeah, I just think that would be a fun way to engage with the podcast and to kind of be a proactive member of the podcast if you know that you have a trilogy of your choice coming your way. If you like actively engage in filling out the bingo card, I think that's good incentive to watch episodes and to just interact. So yeah, hopefully that'll be fun for you guys. I think it'll probably be pretty fun for us, because then we could even do things like in every episode we could pick a spot from the bingo card and be like, oh, we haven't done this in a while, like we haven't mentioned foreshadowing in a while, we got to do that in this episode, and try to like work them in different ways creatively. So I think that would be really, really fun for everybody. So also this year we got a logo, not quite redesigned, we got it redrawn. When we started the podcast, I made this logo and I slaved over it. I worked so hard on our logo. But I also was like brand new to this. And so the logo was kind of blurry. It looked really cool, but it was blurry and kind of pixelated. And we tried to put it on a hoodie, but it came out all pixelated and whatnot. And so I hired somebody this year to actually like redraw our logo and make it super crisp and super clear. And she was fantastic. Her name is Danielle, and I don't know if she actually has a like a business name. She's on Twitter, she's at a genuine opinion. And if anybody would like artwork done by her, let me know and I can send you her contact details. But yeah, she was fantastic. I reached out to her. She does like book covers and all sorts of other stuff, logo designs, and she retraced our logo and it looks fantastic. So the reason I say all that is because this is the year that I really, really want to make sure we get some shirts, get some mugs, get some hoodies. And so by the end of the year, I'm hoping to have a way for you guys to buy these things or win these things in contests or whatever. And I would love for the Fantasy Files crew to all have like a t-shirt and a hoodie and a coffee cup or whatever. And so yeah, I think this is the year that I definitely, now that we have our logo kind of crisp and clear and it can be blown up to be like big on a t-shirt, and look good. This is the year that I really want to get some shirts made and stuff. So that hopefully that's coming later in the year. It probably won't be until like closer to summer, but I definitely want to get that done. And then I guess a question for our viewers is, what do you guys think of our thumbnails? Do you like our current thumbnail design? Definitely let us know down in the comments, because I've kind of been wanting to play around with it, but I'm also like, we have a good design. Should we keep the good design or should I keep like messing around with it and trying to make it into something even better? Do you guys like us being on the thumbnails, or would you rather it just be like the art of whatever I like put together? Let us know what's working for you and what isn't. This is an area that I could really use some just kind of not
Insight.
insight into like what the fans are liking or not liking, or if they're clicking on it or not clicking on it because of the thumbnail. So definitely let us know down in the comments. You'd be helping me out a lot. And then next we have our 100th episode coming up. And you may have noticed that the past couple videos that have gone up on the channel, I did not number because we are so close to the 100th episode. And I really want to do something special for it. And like really, like technically we're at like 103 or 4 episodes now, but I've been cheating a little bit so that our 100th episode will be our big live stream. And so from the time of this recording, it probably wouldn't be next weekend, but it would probably be the weekend after, sometime in January, sometime like mid to late January, is going to be our 100th episode live stream. And we're going to try to go for as long as we possibly can. We're going to do like hopefully like a 5-hour thing, and we'll probably be like swapping out and have guests kind of swapping out. And the only thing is I don't know how to do a live stream. So that's something that I'm going to research over the next week. We're probably going to have to use StreamYard because I don't think Zoom is very good at doing live streams, because we'll want to be able to see the YouTube chat and all that. So yeah, be excited for that. We're going to have all sorts of guests on. I hope. I'm just going to send the invite out to a bunch of different people and see if they're willing to come hang out with us. And that'll probably be on a Saturday so that Mick can join us as well. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I wanted to do something really crazy and extravagant for our 100th episode. And so I think a big live stream will be the perfect thing. And we'll let you know in the community posts on YouTube what's up with that as well. We'll let you know when we're getting close to doing a live stream, if it's like a week away or 2 weeks away, but it should be pretty soon. Like I said, sometime in January. And then as we kind of go into the new year here, I wanted to talk about some content that we have coming up. We got Potter Watch that we did our first episode for. That's up on the channel right now. Calling it episode 0. It's kind of our prequel episode to actually going through the books and the movies and whatnot. And yeah, we're really, really excited about that series. We should be doing Sorcerer's Stone at the end of January or the beginning of February. And Katie Room is coming back for that. She's
Nice.
reading the first book and watching the first movie right now as we speak. So that'll be super fun. And then we'll be getting back into the Cosmere, starting off with Warbreaker. And I believe Bookborn will be joining us for that episode. Always exciting to see Bookborn. She has been fantastic. She's been a great friend of the channel. And I know Bookborn is like her favorite, or I know that Warbreaker is her favorite book in the Cosmere. So that'll be fun. And then we'll be going into Stormlight, finally getting to the Stormlight archive, which has been a series that is sorely lacking from our channel for quite some time. And so I'm really, really excited to get into that. We'll, of course, be doing more Dresden Files as we go through the year. Hopefully, we'll finish Dresden Files this year because we just finished Side Jobs and we'll be going into Ghost Story. And from there, I mean, yeah, I mean there's a few books after that, but I think we could knock that out this year. I think we could get through Battleground this year. And then Mick wants us to go through Game of Thrones.
I would love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love that too. It's another thing that's been sorely lacking from not only the channel, but just our reading in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is such a massive series and so many people love it. And I would love to give it a shot and see what all the fuss is about. And then something I was thinking of was that we should go through all of the Red Rising books this year. You read the trilogy in this last year in 2023. But I know you loved it, but they're kind of easy to forget about, huh?
No, yeah, I definitely need to reread them.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, I would love to go book by book through Red Rising and try to make it into the sequel trilogy. I'm crossing my fingers that Chris will read the rest of the Gentleman Bastard series, like
Oh
Liza
yeah,
Lacrimora
he
and all
needs to
those.
finish that, dude. That's crazy. That's another one I'd like to reread this year too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love those books. I will reread those any chance I get. But yeah, so that's kind of what we have in mind for some of the big like tentpole series. And there is one more. I'm gonna pass it over to Mick to tell you guys about his plans for the 2024 Malazan read along. Take it away, Mick.
Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning back into Fantasy Files in 2024. Sorry I couldn't be there with you guys today to record, but I just wanted to give an update on a few things that I have planned for 2024 that I'm really excited about, and hopefully you are too. So the first thing is finally, having gotten settled back at home again, I can finally start my Malazan read-through series that I've been planning. I know it's been about 3 or 4 months since I posted the original video about the read-along and the reviews. I'm sorry that it's been so long, but I'm excited to get back to it. Hopefully having a video out, the first video or review of Gardens of the Moon in January. I am on book 5 at the minute. Haven't started it. We'll probably start it in February, maybe the end of January, but I'm really looking forward to continuing that journey. Hopefully get a few guests on to review the books with me and just have a discussion about Malazan in general. The second thing I want to try and get done this year is I want to do a review for the Empire of the Wolf trilogy. I'm not sure if you can see that. This is an arc of the third book. It's called The Trials of Empire. It's by Richard Swan. I reviewed the first two books, arcs of the first two books, The Justice of Kings and The Tyranny of Fate, the last 2 years. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the series finishes out, and I would like to do a dedicated review to the full series once it's out and finished. I met Richard Swan last year at a signing at his book launch of The Tyranny of Fate in Sydney. So I'm hoping to meet him again this year if he does another signing in Sydney. That'd be great. And it would be even better if maybe we could try and get him on the channel too, to have a discussion about his writing and the series in general. Final thing I'm really looking forward to. I haven't said this to Spencer and Gabe yet, but it's something I hope they'll be into. We've been doing an Into the Cosmere kind of series on the channel. Stormlight 5 is coming out in November, I believe, maybe December. I would love to do a read through with the guys because I want to do a reread before the fifth book comes out. I know Spencer has tried to read book 1, The Way of Kings. I don't think Gabe has it all, but I would love to do a read through with the guys and do reviews for each of the books in Stormlight and maybe the novellas too. So that's it for me. That's all I have planned right now. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more throughout 2024, and I'm looking forward to creating more content for you guys and working with Spencer, Gabe, and Chris.
All right. Well, hopefully he told you guys all about Malazan. I have at the time of recording, I have no idea what he said. I just have the video sitting in my inbox that I haven't watched yet. So hopefully it was very informative. So also I wanted to talk about our Patreon. This last year we started it and we kind of added some tiers, and we've had a few people back us, which has been awesome. It helps us pay for the occasional, green screen or light or whatever we need, or it also pays for like Premiere and our Upbeat music service that we use. So it's been a huge help to us, and we would love to bring more value to the platform for you guys who are supporting us there, and we would love to get more people to support us there, of course. So I think that this year I'm going to kind of reorganize the tiers and get it set up so that the tiers actually make sense. Because right now you can get all of the exclusive content at the lowest level, which is honestly like how it should be. But I would love to make more incentives for the people that are paying us at the top tiers. And shout out to Shad Zaman, man. He, ever since we started the Patreon, he backed us at the Night Angel tier, which I think is like $16 a month.
Wow.
And so he's been a total Chad when it comes to helping us out on Patreon. Yeah.
Giga Chad.
So yeah, that I don't have anything specific for Patreon at this moment, but I just wanted to let you guys know that Patreon is something that that we want to support going forward, and put more effort into. And so then lastly, well, I guess before I talk about that, I'm going to ask our viewers, are you guys enjoying our Fantasy Files Reacts content? Like all of the like movies, TV shows, video games. Are you guys liking that? Are you guys watching that? I can kind of go and look at the numbers and whatnot, but I'm curious, like from you guys, what you actually think of that content. If you'd like to see more of it, then we could do that instead of book stuff. But I think this year we learned that we can't do both. Like we can't like put out book content and in the same week put out
that's a lot.
Like movie and stuff content. I think because we were trying to do that when Last of Us and Yellow Jackets came out.
Yeah.
And we were like doing one episode where we were talking about whatever book that week, and then we also sat down and watched a whole episode and then recorded a whole Fantasy Files episode on the thing we just watched. And so, yeah, that gets pretty difficult. But if you guys like that stuff, then we can instead of reading a book or whatever for that week, we could watch an episode and talk about it. But it would just know that it would take place of, our usual content. So if that's something you guys like, let us know. I mean, we love watching movies and TV shows and stuff together. We just can't do it and the
Yeah.
other stuff.
And it's the key word.
Yeah,
Also,
right. So yeah, definitely let us know what your thoughts on that. If you're like, no, we really like the video game and movie and whatever talk, then we'll incorporate that into our usual routine. But yeah, we just need to know like where to focus our efforts, where you guys or what you guys like to see and whatnot. And then lastly, before we go, we are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. Last time I checked, matter of fact, I can check right now. We have, oh my gosh, this is new to me. This is my genuine reaction right now. We have 795 subscribers.
Whoa.
We are
Wow,
5
dude.
away from 800.
That's crazy.
That is wild. I think when I was out there for the end of the year podcast, we were at 760.
Yeah.
And so we just jumped up a lot in the past few days, which is awesome. So yeah, our goal for 2024, and I think it's pretty reasonable that we'll meet it, is to get over 1,000 subscribers, and then we can be like monetized. And with 1,000 subscribers, probably won't be making like a ton of money or anything, but it'll be nice to have.
It's still a milestone.
Yeah,
that's a milestone in
it-
any YouTube channel's history is hitting that first 1,000.
Right, without a doubt, yeah. And so that would be so incredibly special, and it would be nice to have some sort of revenue coming in. That'd be great. So yeah, keep subscribing, keep liking the videos. Thank you guys so much for just supporting us this last year, and just being a fantastic community and commenting in our videos. We got more comments this year than we ever have before. People are actually like active in our videos,
Interacting
talking
and stuff.
Yeah, it's really, really incredible. So thank you guys for making 2023 so amazing, and please let us know what we can do to make 2024 really awesome for you guys, and let us know what books you guys would like to see, or what movies or games or whatever. Let us know what you think about all that, and join us over on Patreon, and we'll add more and more content to that. And hopefully you guys,
some cool stuff.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll have some t-shirts and stuff for you guys soon. T-shirts and mugs and all that kind of stuff. So I'll let you guys know what's up with the bingo card. I'll start putting I'll make one, and I'll put the link for it in the description of the videos. Probably won't be for like another month or so, but I do want to get it rolling pretty soon here. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll make a post in the community tab on our channel, and you guys can download the bingo card. So all right, with that, my voice is getting so scratchy, I gotta go, but once again, thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Deuces.
And a big shout out to our first Night Angel tier patron, Shad Zaman. Thank you so much, man.